Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome back to another Three Geeks conversation. Today we are joined by Sofia. Sofia, hi, welcome to the show.
Hey, Destiny, thank you for having me on.
Oh, we are happy to have you. You got started acting at such a young age. You were what, 5 when you got in the industry?
Yes, 5 years old.
Wow, that's incredible. What was kind of the moment where you're like, this is what I want to do? What got you into acting?
Well, I guess I'll back up to my parents, who were both in the film industry, but on different sides of it. My dad was a studio musician. He was a violinist.
Nice.
And my mom was an independent filmmaker and actor. And neither one of them had wanted my sister or I to go into the film industry. They had seen kind of the bad side of it, and so they didn't want us to be actors. So, we moved away from LA, and it wasn't until then that my sister and I both decided, oh, by the way, we're actors. I think the moment that kind of made me want to become one was watching my older sister, Alexis. She loved Shakespeare, so she was learning all of these sonnets and everything. And I think that seeing her perform when I was little was just so exciting to me. And I wanted to, be like my big sister.
Has your approach to acting kind of changed from your early roles to now?
I think the essence is the same. Our mom studied with Sanford Meisner. And so we've learned through living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. So really, you don't practice anything one way. You just kind of let everything affect you as how it is happening organically in the scene. So I think that's kind of stayed the same. I think that maybe as I've gotten older, I felt a little bit more freedom here and there to kind of throw some twists and turns as I feel.
Yeah. Kind of throw yourself into your roles a little bit.
Yeah.
That always makes it fun. I mean, was there a role that you've had that's kind of challenged you in a way you didn't expect?
Honestly, this show,
Yeah.
The character of Lulu, it's the show is so fantastical, and it's this heightened reality. And while the comedy is so funny, the drama it's really heartbreaking. And so kind of finding that balance in the scenes could be challenging at times. But thankfully the showrunners, Jennifer and Steve, and the producers, Michael, and the directors were really great with kind of guiding that and maintaining that tone.
That's amazing. So what was your reaction when you first saw the script for The Miniature Wife, and kind of your reaction to the story as it played out and the wild, things between Elizabeth and Matthew's characters? How did you feel about that when you saw the script?
Honestly, shock, because this goes so far. It really is out on a limb, this show. And it's taking kind of every risk that there is, so I guess just kind of that initial shock and excitement that something so fresh and original and strange was going to be made. So I just that kind of, it was exciting. The script is thrilling.
Oh yeah, no, it's so different, and that's absolutely incredible. And season 1 is streaming now, everybody. So you're gonna want to go check that out. What can you tell us more about Lulu?
So Lulu is basically the mini version of her parents. She has all of their best qualities and also all of their worst qualities.
She makes Lulu fun.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a lot going on, that's for sure. When we find her, we're finding her at a difficult point in her life. She's sort of at a crossroads for herself. She's deciding what she wants to do with her education, with the rest of her life and everything. So when she comes back home, at least for her, she doesn't know if this is this is kind of it, if she's just going to stay at home and live with her parents for the foreseeable future. She butts heads a lot with her mom. She has a very difficult relationship with her. And her father, though, she is just, they're thick as thieves.
The epitome of a daddy's girl.
Yes.
It's my youngest daughter, so
oh, really?
I get it. Oh, yeah. The oldest is the mama's girl. I have one at least.
Okay. The alliances will shift.
Yeah. Yeah. As they do. Do you have a favorite episode of this season?
Oh, man. Oh, man. They're all so different, and each one has at least one moment that just makes us laugh our head off. I think every single episode has that moment. But maybe possibly the finale. I do like seeing the way that people kind of all come together and how the characters kind of worlds collide. So I just love the way that they sort of tied everything up. But on the other hand, kind of bookends the first episode too, because who doesn't love to see Elizabeth Banks this big for the first time? Is just
right. So what is the dynamic like on set? Like, is it as fun to offset as it is on camera?
Ooh, in its own way, yes. I'd say it's a lot calmer off camera than in the show.
We could hope, right?
Yeah. That's not very difficult to achieve, But,
yeah.
It's interesting because we were on two different sets. Elizabeth's set that she had her own soundstage that she was mainly working on with all the green screen. And then there was the rest of us who we got to do some location shoots and work in the house and sort of be with each other. So I didn't get to see Elizabeth a whole lot, but on set, I was so shocked that, how relaxed the set was, considering how much there was to do. And a project literally of this scale is, how calm everyone was. They really made it a very pleasant atmosphere.
That's good. Yeah, I can imagine, like, with something that is as crazy as The Miniature Wife, if it was as crazy off camera, like, how would you unwind from some of these crazy scenes you do, right?
Exactly.
How does this role of Lulu in The Miniature Wife, how does that differ from, like, other roles you've played before?
It's interesting because Lulu, first of all, I think just the age difference in this character, I've never played a character above the age of, I think, 15.
Yeah.
So even just the leap by a couple of years from like 14 or 15 years old to 18, the challenges that character is facing are very different somehow. It's less about like holding on to childhood and kind of that turning point as a preteen, and more of like, it feels like the world is just kind of blasted open in front of you, and now she's facing this crisis of, what do I want to be? Because life is kind of starting now.
Yeah.
So I think just that problem for the character alone is one thing that makes her very different from other characters I've played.
Yeah. And that's such a unique role to get to play, because everyone has that moment. Everyone goes through that, oh, okay, life is beginning. Who am I? What am I going to do? So I think that, it makes Lulu very relatable in that sense.
I'm glad, because, in the script, they had her so beautifully layered in the script, and to see her arc that happens at the end of the show and everything. And it is true. Like, I would say that we're very different people. I don't think that she would like me, but she is facing this challenge that I think, like, I'm right now kind of having a similar experience with things. So I think it's cool that this is a character that younger people standing on the precipice can kind of look at and think, oh, well, at least it's not that bad.
Exactly. It always helps.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be worse. The famous last words, though.
Yeah.
You're also involved in a lot of aspects behind the camera. What do you love most about kind of creating your own projects?
Oh, well, right off the bat, working with my sister, Alexis Rosinsky, she's a brilliant writer and wickedly fast. She'll sit down, she'll say, "Oh yeah, I have this idea, but I'm not gonna jinx it yet." And then the next day, "So I have the script about that thing I was telling you about I came up with yesterday."
I love it.
It's, a lot of her stuff is actually kind of has a similar feeling to this. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of action, and it's very comedic. So just kind of working with her is one of my favorite things ever.
I love that. I love when you can work with family that way. It makes it so special. It gives it such meaning.
It's true, and you can sort of go wild and just sort of play with it in the early stages of things, and then it's great because you can be really direct, and there's so that's great, and I'm so thankful to have a sister who's as cool as mine is.
Shout out to the sister. Do you have any like pre-scene rituals or habits that kind of help you get ready to get into characters?
Yes, I think I do. Well, for one, there's preparation. That's just a few minutes where you kind of let yourself get to the, just put yourself in it for a few minutes, and then you drop it and everything before you go on and do it. But as far as just like little things here and there, I do this. Shake my arms and kind of move a little bit. And I don't know, I've just always done that. It used to just be kind of a way for me to get the zoomies out.
Yeah.
But it also kind of helps, wake you up. Come on, you're here, you're doing it, and let's go. It kind of just gets you moving a little bit.
It's good, just a good way to energize yourself, clear your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Have you found like working on your own projects has helped you become a better actress, kind of knowing both sides of the camera now?
I would say definitely. Definitely. My sister and I, we have this production company together, Sisters Rosinsky. My sister directs and writes. I write as well and produce. And having been on that side of the camera has kind of made me see there are so many moving parts on that side.
Yeah.
That I think it's easy as an actor to go in with all of this kind of self-judgment and oh no, that what are they thinking right now? Was that not it? I'm getting this wrong. And it kind of, having been on the other side, it's like silence is usually a good thing. You're busy with so much that the last thing that you're thinking about is, oh, is the actor doing well? I mean, if you were cast, you're there for a reason, so you can kind of relax a little bit,
Yeah.
If you don't need that constant reassurance. So that's kind of nice to know, just they're doing their thing. I'm going to just keep doing mine. Unless they tell me to change, then I'm good.
I like that. I like that you kind of, that seems like a growth as well. Like as you get older, when you realize, oh, okay, they hired me for a reason. They like what I do. If they didn't like something, they'd tell me.
Exactly.
Because you do, when you're young, you want that validation. You want like, oh, good job, next scene. But
yes,
sometimes it's just keep rolling.
Yeah, it's like, they're quiet. That must mean I didn't. But it's like, no, they're dealing with so many things on their end. So that's kind of usually interpret silence as a you're doing something right.
Yeah. If you had to like go back and give your younger self advice from what you know now and things you've learned, what would you tell yourself?
I would say, don't be afraid to speak up and ask questions, because if something is unclear to you going into a scene about your intentions or just kind of anything, you're gonna lose time.
Yeah.
There. And if you're not 100% sure of what direction you're taking with something, ultimately you're costing sort of everybody time. It's just if you don't understand it, just ask. There's no harm in asking as many questions as you can beforehand, so you don't have to worry about it later. So just kind of speaking up, and also on the opposite side, if you have something that you want to try or that you feel strongly about, just ask them if you can get a take doing that. It doesn't hurt, and sometimes you kind of, when you cut loose, that's sometimes they end up liking it that way. I hadn't thought about it,
Yeah.
So
that's really good advice. That's good advice for everybody coming into the industry as well. To speak up, advocate for yourself. Don't be afraid to try things. I love that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So going back into some older shows that you've done, you played Mac in Paper Girls, and she had such a huge impact. What drew you to that character?
Oh, Mac. She was so she was such a such an explosion of a person in kind of every way. She was a broken bird, and but she was also so funny and resilient, and I don't know, I kind of liked everything about her. It's fun to play someone like that when it's so different from who you are, because you kind of get to understand people who are like that more. Yeah. And just kind of living in her skin, her life was so bleak, and yet she managed to kind of come out of it, maybe a bit problematic in a lot of ways, but at least she's moving forward and she's trying new things.
Yeah. She has such a strong personality. What would you say is a part of her that you do relate to?
I think I'm stubborn like her. Yeah. Maybe not to the same degree or on the same issues, I think, but I would say that I also am pretty stubborn and have kind of maybe a little bit of a wall up sometimes, but I think that that's probably where I can relate to her the most.
Yeah. Well, my notes went away from it. Okay. Fastlane, it's such like a fun, adventurous vibe. What was it like leading a show like that?
Oh, wow. Well, it's so funny because I think I was 11 when I did that, and I loved that character. It was, she got to play drums and wear a bunch of crazy stuff and do say a bunch of weird things. And I don't know, that was really exciting at the time. And I learned a lot from that shoot. And just getting to be in that car, even though it was fake and everything, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, did you get to do any stunts or anything?
Let me think back on that. I remember a lot of the green screen stuff, although it wasn't green screen, it was rear projection.
Yeah.
But I would say the first thing that comes to mind is sliding across the car, or the front of the car on my rump like that.
Yeah.
They taught us how to do that a couple of times, and that I remember. But big stunts, I don't really remember.
You were 11. They probably didn't let you.
Yeah. I know that they had stunt doubles there. Oh, we got to slide down a hill on like that, kind of tumble down.
Oh, that's fun.
Roll a little bit, and that I love to do that because I love to get in dirt.
Yeah. It's fun to just go play in the dirt.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself still wanting to like slide across the car though?
There have been a couple of times where I've thought about it. Maybe not.
Probably shouldn't do this in a Target parking lot.
Yeah, probably not. And we're at the beach, so sometimes there's like bird stuff on the car, and I'm like, yeah, it's not as somehow doesn't look like such a good idea.
Glamorous as it was on TV. Well, we're three geeks, so is there anything that you like to geek out about?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. I am a huge geek for the band The Slits.
Nice.
I'm actually wearing a shirt right now of The Slits.
That's incredible.
They're my favorite band, and I actually wrote a script about them, so I'm trying to get the ball rolling on that. And
fun.
I also love to geek out about Frasier. Love Frasier.
Nice.
And
love a good throwback show.
Yeah, history. You know, I'm not going to say that I would geek out over World War II. That doesn't. But I do find that.
But you like history.
It's fascinating. Yeah. But yeah, it's mainly, I'd say, you know, those things. How about you? Like, what's your top geek?
Oh,
out?
Star Wars.
Star Wars?
And books. I love books. I write, so I read like crazy. But like, as far as like the really nerdy stuff, such a big Star Wars fan. It's ridiculous.
That's cool.
If you could play any role, even if it was something that had already been done, what would like a dream role for you be?
Mm-hmm. One of the first things that comes to mind is Jennifer Tilly's character Olive in Bullets Over Broadway. But
okay.
I don't know if I would want to play it because she did such an amazing job. And I could say that the same for Alec Guinness's character, and that he's a guy, but in The Lady Killers, it's kind of like all of these characters. I think it was perfection the first time around, so it's difficult. But I would probably say maybe those two, Professor Marcus in The Lady Killers.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory from any set that you've ever been on?
I'm thinking, you know,
That's a hard one. You've done so many great things.
So many great things. Yeah, well, I'll tell you one. I don't know if it's exactly a favorite memory or if it's just kind of one of the first ones that comes to mind, but my sister is actually making a film right now, and it involved two classic cars. And one of them was this beautiful blue T-Bird. And I got a call after we had wrapped that car for the day, and I got a call from the owner, Bill. And he said, I called him actually. He was trying to call me, but he couldn't find my phone number. So I had called him to see if he got home safely. And he said, "Oh, thank goodness you called. I couldn't find your phone number." He says, "I'm hanging over the side of a ditch."
Oh my goodness.
Which is the last thing that we were like, oh no, first of all, is he safe? And second of all, shoot, we still need that car.
Oh my goodness.
So we grabbed our friend Craig, who was on set he was our gaffer, our grip, and our PA Vance, and we ran over to him in this gator. And yeah, he was hanging over the side of a ditch. I think he had tried a U-turn, but it kind of got
oh my goodness
backwards. So he was just at this absurd angle, and he was so calm in the car too. He was like, "Oh man,"
he's like, "Oh hi, yeah, thanks for coming."
Yeah. So we had to pull it out, and it took a couple of tries. But that's one of my favorites because it was successful, and there wasn't even a scratch on the car. But boy, was
that's incredible.
That's wake you up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, "Oh, okay, that's real life. That was not stunts."
Yeah. Also, another one of the cars sort of exploded while we were filming. It's the engine got too hot, and I guess the hose wasn't working, and the fan wasn't working in there, and so we just saw a flash of light like that.
You're like, man. I'm not having the best of luck with cars.
No, when one was breaking down, the other one was getting started back up. So it was just kind of this back and forth, kind of Tom and Jerry
That's too funny. Well, I mean, with all your stories and your sisters, what stories are you the most passionate about telling right now?
Well, first of all, just as a genre, we really gravitate towards dark comedy. But I'd say the stories that we're passionate about, it's usually involves people at this kind of moral crossroads. People who are misbehaving, I would say, and it's kind of dancing in this gray area of, is this really bad, or is it okay? Kind of con artists and all of these different kind of flavors of that.
I like that. And I love a dark comedy, especially a dark comedy that has like a real story.
Yes, absolutely.
And those are so much fun. Well, I will not take up too much more of your time, but I will have to ask, if you had to describe The Miniature Wife to someone who's considering watching it, what would you tell them to get them to watch it?
Well, first of all, it's tiny Elizabeth Banks.
Sold.
Yeah, there we go. And second of all, I would describe it as a fantastical, twisted adventure love story about two people trying to see eye to eye. Literally.
Yeah. No, that is fantastic. Go watch The Miniature Wife, everybody. Check it out. The whole first season is streaming now. And Sofia, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you online to stay updated with your work?
Oh, online, I'm on Instagram at Sofia Rosinsky. That's Sophia with an F, and good luck with the last name Rosinsky.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Oh, good luck. And my sister and I have our page together. I admit we have to clean it up a little bit on Instagram. We've kind of been inactive there, but we're gonna get back to it. It's Sisters Rosinsky is our shared one.
Perfect. Well, what I'll do for you guys is I will link those down below in the video description. So make sure you check them out, give them a follow, and like, share, and subscribe here. Sofia, thank you so much for your time. And again, everybody go check out The Miniature Wife. Until next time.